this morning we'll just get straight to what we have. We have a very important personality in our midst. Of course, God is the most important personality here. And I want us to just give a round of applause to God for gathering us here. The session for this morning will be taken by a very special person who God is using in this generation, specifically in the area of business. And I'll just read the profile. Bobby Joachim is a people and organization development consultant, leveraging his capacity as Nigeria's premier certified advanced professional coach in cultural intelligence. He is a distinguished fellow of the National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS. He is famously called the Godfather as an emerging polymath. He is the CEO of Terminal Limited, a training and development firm providing cutting-edge training in cultural intelligence, customer service, and business development to improve performance and business results. So this morning we are privileged to have him in our midst to impart us, and we trust that it will be a blessed moment. So I just want you to be on your feet and just give a round of applause as we welcome Reverend Bobby.
All right, good morning everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, so you may have a seat. That's not my fault. It's not mine. I'm very innocent. Okay? So, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
A couple of people asked me this string, so I would love you to share that around. Okay, much better. Thank you very much. I'm grateful for the privilege to stand here to speak to you this morning, and I'm hoping by all means that you'll be transformed. I'm really hoping, because part of my life call is to actually bring you to a place of transformation so that you can see things differently and it can be better. And honestly, you could have been doing something else this morning, but it's good to have you here, and I can assure you that I'm not one that will waste your time. I don't have much of it, so I'm not seeking to waste other people's time. At this stage of life, my life is really revolved around my time, which is my greatest asset. As you grow older in life, you begin to realize that there are three things you must pay attention to completely. Number one is time. Now that you're younger, it would seem that you have enough time on your hands, but really you don't have enough time. Because time is actually the currency by which you make an exchange, that you can actually interact and really get what you want in life. And so many times in your youthfulness, there's a big deception that you have time. Am I correct? You have all the time. Imagine when you finish secondary school, for those of you who have finished secondary school, you realize that when you finish secondary school, one of the greatest things that happened to you was that you were moving from home to home, a friend's house to a friend's house, because you didn't know what to do with time. Is that not true? Some of your mates that had the privilege of going to a private university almost left immediately after you finished school. But you discovered that those of you who were waiting for JAM, who were waiting for some other things, you were literally visiting from house to house. How many of you can attest to that? Oh, come on, I want to talk to people here. How many of you can attest to that? That you were doing visitations. So in a day, you will do like 5 visitations. You visit Mr. A, Miss C, Miss D, Miss E. You just do all the Yahoo statutory, right? So you go to this person's house and say, this person's house is not too far from our house. We'll just get there, right? So you thought you had enough time. But I'm here to announce to you that you don't have time. Because that's the currency for life. So you think you have enough time. Number 2 is that you think you have strength. And the book of Proverbs alludes to that to a great degree. That the glory of the old is where? In their hair, their gray hair. But the glory of the young is where? Their strength. So there is an illusion rather, that you have enough energy. You feel that you will be this strong forever. But that's a betrayal of truth. You are not going to be strong forever. A time will get, all those people you are calling Kaka and whatever you call them, depending on where you come from, right? You too, you are like there. Don't you think for once that they also were like you? Young, vibrant, energetic, right? Why is it that many people, who have retired in our day and time end up as security people, you want to ask yourself, what did they spend their youthfulness doing? That at the end of life, and I know that mishap can happen in life, but at the end of life, why is it that security jobs are now for people who have retired? Don't you think about that for a moment? That should baffle you. It is not the economy itself. It is that there is a system you must engage in from now that you are young. There is a process that you must engage in thinking differently. I keep sitting down, I'm a father, and I have kids, and I keep asking myself, what will happen when my girls grow up? What will happen? And see, you're not too young to start thinking. My job is to cause you to think. So I'm not here to pet you this morning. I'm here to really just tell you the real truth. You are being deceived if you think your strength you have right now is for vanity. And you see, some of you have friends. Some of you today could have been playing PlayStation, visiting one person, saying one thing, being online, just scrolling past. But you are here, and I want you to make the most of this hour. You are having a program that different resource persons are coming to speak. You know that you that is listening, I'm using more energy than you that is listening right now. Do you know? I'm expending more because you are just receiving what I am saying. But I am processing what I am saying and I'm speaking at the same time. So I'm expending much more than you are. That's why they pay speakers. And don't feel bad. They pay them because you are listening, but they are processing the thoughts. Do you know that as I'm speaking right now in communication, I'm watching your faces, I'm seeing what I'm trying to say. Is it the best way to go about it? I'm sizing the audience, right? I'm understanding them, and I'm understanding every one of you. And somebody's looking at me like, okay, so this guy may really talk, but why just be talk and go? So I'm here, I'm combating that thought. Do you understand? I'm looking at you at the same time. I'm wondering, these guys, are they ready to receive what I'm about to say? There are different things happening here, and yet I'm still talking at the same time. So it's mastery that has happened. But that came as a result of using time and strength in the right direction. You can also advance. The third thing is that many times, and that's what you've invited me to talk about, that you've invited me to talk about money. But it's the end product of what you invested time and strength into that gives you money. And let me tell you something. As you grow older, you have less time for yourself. Number two, you have less strength for yourself. It simply means that you have been given a window opportunity now you are young to actually use your time well, to use your strength well, so that as you grow older, you use your money to buy what you don't have time for and you don't have strength for. Let me give you a clear scenario. As you grow older, laundry is no longer a necessity for you in life. Imagine that this morning, I had to wake up this morning and I will wash clothes. Come on, join me, sing and I'm dancing and I'm washing and I told all my kids, my wife, bring out all your clothes. I'm a good husband. And all I want to do to show that I'm a good husband is that I say, bring out your clothes and I'm washing. That's waste of time. If I cannot afford a laundry guy to do my clothes, right? I should be able to buy a washing machine. I put the stuff there, put the detergent, and get into other things to use my time for something else. Not like I'm now doing that. Because you know what happens? More and more time you're expending to do that work, something else should be better working for you. You should be thinking at that point in time. You should be developing something. So when people are calling people big men, it's not big men, it's that they have learned how to use their time appropriately. They have learned how to deploy their strength. Do you notice that the wealthiest guys are not the smartest? When you stand with some billionaires, you discover you are more intelligent than they are. But what they have done is that they have learned to use their time and pay other people to use their time to work for them. So they buy people's time. The billionaire doesn't have more than 24 hours. Warren Buffett doesn't have more than 24 hours. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't live in another planet, right? Dangote doesn't live in another planet, right? Sadly, you think it's elusive, but they make the most of their 24 hours. As you grow older also, driving is no longer fun. Some of you at this age now, your big deal is to drive. You want to carry your parents' car and drive. Driving is not going to be a luxury as you grow older. You have to pay someone to drive you. It's not big boy. It's because you you are saving time and strength. Let someone be the one thinking of, oh, that guy did that. No, position, might break. It shouldn't be you. You should sit back. It's not big boy. You should sit back and be really reading an article, signing some documents, looking at some annual reviews. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or documenting some things, or writing a thought, or writing a book. That's how it governs. So if you don't use your time appropriately, you will misuse your strength, and ultimately you're going to end up poor. No matter how much tongues, see, I walked in here and we're praying in tongues. You see, sadly, people speak in tongues and they don't hear anything. You can't speak in tongues for long, for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and not comprehend the message. He that speaketh in an unknown tongue edifies himself, yes, one to one. But number two, he doesn't speak to men, he speaks to God. Right? The word mystery is not that something is hidden entirely from you. The word mystery is that you have entered into a realm where that thing that is not common to others has become common to you. So you don't pray without focus. If you don't use your strength and your time appropriately also to pray, you are ending up harming yourself in the days to come. Life expectancy has reduced. You are living in a country like Nigeria. You have no idea how much inflation rates we are right now. We are back. Things are not smiling. So I can't end up talking to you about money if you're not ready to have time management. It's the simple principle. I'm leaving this place for a meeting. Guess what the person told me? Let's talk for 20 minutes. And I know that 20 minutes I have to kill what I want to say. Because what I'm going for is money. Right? But I have to use that 20 minutes. I can't go there and be asking him, how's your family doing? That's not why I came in 20 minutes. It's not part of my discussion. Do you notice wealthy people? They go straight to the point. Very straight to the point. They don't waste time. Because they've learned time management. They've learned to hire people who can use their strength to work for them. It is your duty to start asking yourself, how do I spend my 24 hours every day? If you wake up every day and you don't have a schedule of what you want to do, you are wasting your life gradually. And you will never have money. It's not a curse. You can pray in tongues of men and angels. You will not have money. My good guy, yes I am. Like when the room is quiet. Because they're expecting me to tell you that money is money. No, there's nothing like that. And let me tell you, before you start thinking, my objective here is twofold. Number one, right? Number one is to make it comfortable with money discussions. I want you to be comfortable. It's my objective here. I want you to be comfortable with money conversations. Number two, I want you also to invest in developing yourself. Why? Because you cannot make money until you have value to present. I'm going to talk a bit more on that. Let me say this to you. You need to really manage your time. Someone was asking me, and I shared with them that in 2008, I was showing them my to-do list for some days in 2008, 2006. There's no day I wake up that I don't have a clear roadmap of what I want to achieve. If you wake up in the morning and you wrote down on the night before you slept, that's one. You guys are looking at me, I'm not writing. I want to beat these guys. Because you don't know what I'm saying to you. You think I came here to joke. I left the meeting that I paid 20,000 for this morning. Shall I know? I left the meeting I paid 20,000 for me and my wife to attend. My wife is there right now. I left that meeting to come here. It started by 10 o'clock and it's going to end by 1. It means I won't hear anything I paid for. It's a meeting, paid meeting, closed door meeting with some people. I paid to be there. It's only my wife there now. That's 40K. So I'm here. I've spent 20K. Do you understand? My money is paying me. So guys, if you don't, I will beat you publicly. They will say, guest speaker, big let's be headline news. Do you understand? I'm not joking. You have to write. I'm not even touching what I want to say to you. But I need you to get energized. Something is at stake right now. For me being here, for you being here. So we can't waste time. Do you understand? This is how you approach every area of your life. You can't waste time when it's time to pray. You can't waste it. You can't play. I'm not saying playing is bad. I'm a jovial person. I'm a social person. But when it comes to things that will add up to your life, you can't play with it. God gave you time. It's the equilibrium. Whether you are poor, you are rich, you are broke, you came from a home where your father is nobody or nothing. You have been given 24 hours. You can't play with time. You must put some sense of urgency to time. Because your life is ebbing away. How many of you can remember where you were January 1st this year? You can remember, as I said it right now, you can remember where you were on the 1st of January and how you were envisaging that this year is going to be the game changer for you. Why has it not changed? Because you've not deployed your time. And we live in a city that is giving you a premise to feel good with yourself. You wake up in the morning, it's cold and cozy. You don't want to stand up to even pray in tongues. You hold the blanket. Things will not change you. I'm not joking. You have to pass in cold. Do you see how the military guys are different from you? They have been given an orientation to defer obstacles. If you hear how far right now, some of you will not believe that you can pass through this small place. You will do like this and fly. Adrenaline will be injected into you automatically. You will fly through this. What is dog? Don't too wide now. You will see how people will move this thing like this. They will, Samson's spirit will come on people here. They will remove pillar and fly out. The reason why someone who is trained is because he has knowledge. He will not jump immediately like that. He will quickly look, where is that sound coming from? Where is that coming from? At least professionally, before he will run, so that he doesn't run into the hands of danger. It tells you knowledge is important. And you are in church, and that's why I like them putting reverend these days, so that you know that I'm talking to you. It's not one believer talking to you. Please, I've attained the level of man of God. Do you understand? You can listen to me. But that's not the essence. You must know time is of the essence. You must go and take courses on time management. You must study. What do you think people pay for in the world? They pay for time. If you live outside of this country for just a nano bit, you are paid in hours. If you work 2 hours, they pay you 2 hours. Because they appreciate how time is. How many of you have friends? They can't chat with you when they are at work. Because they are paying for that hour. What do you pay for in MTN, Glo, Airtel? What do you pay for? Airtime. If you talk for 5 minutes, your credit finishes. It tells you that what you subscribe for has ended. It's the power of time. You must learn how to sell time, how to buy time. Our parents, sadly, don't teach us this value. My daughter, my second daughter, is 3 years old. Every day you do something against her, she said, I will not buy XYZ for you. And we discovered recently where that thought came from. It's not in school she learned it. It's from us. How? We didn't tell her that we will not buy from you. You know why? We give her money. She's 3 years old, but we're making her comfortable with money. So in her mind now, she has a purchasing power. That if you do something to her, she will tell you, I will not buy you this thing. How much does she have? But you see, it's the audacity for me. Now you are talking to that kind of person in the future. There's some money you can't use to bamboozle her. First, a boy cannot even be telling her, hey, I love you, I'll give you money. She's already money. Do you understand? She's already going to be telling the guy, you can't, so I won't even date you, say again. Wow. Do you understand? The guy can't come and tell her, I will buy you XYZ. That's why she will be feeling good. She won't. Because right now she's engaging money. She's handling money right now. 500, 200, 1,000. I make sure I just give them. They're just playing with it. Deliberate. I keep money around the house. They are seeing money. Money becomes what they are like. It's not like, don't touch that money. If you touch it, no, allow them. They want to tear it. Let them tear it. It will pay me sharp, but I'll teach you the lesson. Why? I'm making them comfortable with money. Some of you never saw money with your parents. Money was a hidden thing. That's why you stole. I'm telling you, Master, I can correct the deficiency in your background before I talk to you about money. Because money, first of all, is not external. Money starts from inside. That's why they interview people on TV. They ask them, what will you do with money? They say, I have faith. You know that the person's mind is already halfway dead. He doesn't understand. 1 million will be faint. Do you know what people are conversing about? And there is a way you can fake when somebody says 10 million, then you can fake it in your mind. Hey, God, have mercy. Do you understand? You know, you can fake it, but it's a why. Do you notice that people who are comfortable with money discussions, there. If I tell you the amount I'm going to discuss with somebody today, you close this meeting first and say, sir, we will escort you way fast. The time when you are there, we pray in tongues for you. You know, Peter was kept in prison, right? But Acts 12 records, it says that Peter was held in prison by Herod, right? It says, but the prayer was held without ceasing for him by the church to God. So you guys will be following that kind of stuff. Say, what are we waiting for? We are going to pray for you. That meeting is going for. You know, that's when your parents call you and say, pray. God answers the prayer of children. I don't know where we've got all those things from the church, right? But I'm setting the foundation for you. Make most of your time. You know, the psalmist prayed, and that's what we tell people every time in their bed is Psalm 90, right? Teach us to number our day. Numbering is timing. And to apply our hearts to wisdom. There are ventures right now you have no business with. You are in school, deploy your strength to read. Don't be saying, which certificate there? In this country, you will discover when you finish that you ask what you graduated from. That's when you realize that you didn't deploy your strength in the right way. I have a student who is the 500 level. Every time the guy is going for conference, he's the secretary of CMDA. He's going from one conference A to conference B. I have to tell him last week, I said, guy, you know what took me to that school first? Was studies. I'm not against you serving God. But if you drop out, CMDA will drop you out. For that night, what gave me secretary? I've been traveling secretary, whatever you call yourself, is that you are a student. Don't put the cart before the horse. Study. Today I hear you are traveling to Lagos. There is a zonal conference. Next tomorrow you are in Bauchi. Third week you are back to Jos. Next tomorrow you are going to Benue. And like, which time do you have to read? Are you telling me that you are reading in the car where you are going? And you are studying medicine. Ha! I say, guy, calm down. I'm not saying don't travel, but not every trip you will engage in the game. Because what gives you qualification there, what you should deploy your strength to is what? Studies. Have I started healing you already? Are you healed already? Can I close now? Makes sense, right? You did. Thank you very much. Somebody should hold the microphone and say, Professor. Yes. Churches to make me laugh a lot. I used to enjoy when I'm watching Facebook reels sometimes just to see some churches and just be laughing. I just laugh. You have no idea. This brings me to tell you the truth. The Bible is a poor text when you're talking about financial intelligence. Let that sink in, and I will explain it to you. The Bible is not a text for financial intelligence. I am going to defend it. It's not controversy. If you want to be a doctor, please, what do you study? What do you engage in? Do you know that no matter how you operate in the working of miracles, there are certain things you must need a medical practitioner to still give you an insight to? In fact, it guides your prayer. A few weeks ago, I was in the hospital and my second daughter had what they call a rectal polyp. You know, medical science, there's a way they will say a word to you. You yourself will really feel you are sick. I remember years ago, my wife is a vet doctor, and she told me I had kata or kata. She now said something like, you have rhinitis or something. Is it rhinitis or rhinitis, right? I'm not your medical people. Rhinitis, am I correct? Rhinitis or something. I said, wait, it's kata. It's kata, it's just sneezing that is worrying me. She said, yeah, but the medical. I said, I don't have it. You know, there's a way you are forced to pray when you hear some things, right? But you see, at that point in time when they told us about rectal polyp or whatever it is, right? And they said that they needed a pediatric surgeon who was going to do this stuff. I was perplexed. I was wondering, what is this? But he only took knowledge. Even the pediatrician did not attend to my daughter. He said they needed a pediatric surgeon that would come in to attend to my daughter. Why I'm saying that to you is that sometimes, if you want to develop in a particular area, you must read the materials in that area. And I'm going to put the balance to where the Bible comes in. Because what the Bible really teaches you is the value of how to interact with money, not necessarily how to make money. Because it is not a text on how to make money. If it were, you would not need to study economics, business admin, all those courses that actually really have no business with telling you about how to make money eventually. They don't still tell you. How many people that study economics are wealthy? Sorry if you study economics here or business management or accounting or those things. How many of them are wealthy? They help people count money.
They are working in the bank.
They work in the bank and they are counting people's money. But they don't know how to make money. Making money is a skill. And you know what? It takes you to know how to appropriate your time and strength. There's a person that will walk into this building now and be seeing money. Why? He has exposed himself to a level of insight, a knowledge, a training. So his brain is wired to see opportunities. You know, yesterday night when I was preparing for you guys, I was asking myself, how many of you have stayed in this city since you were born? Raise your hands. How many of you have lived elsewhere for a while? Now you're back here. So in total, how many years do you think you have spent in this city? 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years? 20 years, maybe you say that you spent 20 years at least in Jos. How many of you can say that? 18 years, 15 years in Jos. You know what it means? You've been preconditioned to see in a particular way. When people say there is no money in Jos, you will join them to say there is no money. But you know that people are brokering deals in this Jos.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about 300,000. There's a company I consult for in Jos here. Do you know how much they make monthly? 850 million. Just the million. They pay.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. 850. If business is too bad, they come to 725 million. I consult for most of the companies you see on Ahmadu Bello and Hamas there. I know their figures monthly. People are buying gadgets. Some of you get bought last month. Some of you have repaired things, accessories. How many of you went to Ahmadu Bello last month? How many of you went? How many of you raise your hand? You bought something around there. Earpiece, screen guard, something, right? Another area. I know the money is part of the money I see. And the money is not small. In this Jos. But you see, the problem is because you've been staying here for a while, your brain cannot think to see opportunities again. So you only think that, oh, we must go Lagos or Abuja. And it's okay to go there, it's not a problem. When you go there, house rent will first hit you. Because you will discover that you have been enjoying a life of peace. The highest house rent is just how much? 2.5 million. People pay 5.2. 10 annually when you are going to. You know, when you have 2-bedroom flats in Jos, you are a big boy, right? Very big boy, or self-con. This self-con you are staying, and price in Abuja. It will first jumpstart you. You will know that, I will pray in tongues of men and angels, and I will walk. Because the landlord is not going to wait for you to say, how far? I have friends, people who are out of this country, they pay house rent monthly. Monthly. When you do the conversion, heart attack will be worrying you. Right? You see, somebody was asking, I'm saying this so that you can get comfortable. Remember my objective. I want you to be comfortable with what? Money conversations. And it takes a while. You have to be in an environment where they are talking about it regularly. You have to tune into news when they are talking about it. You have to give your time to it. That's how you can hear it. When you see people who talk about glory dome, do you know how much is there? Yeah? You know, an apartment for my mom behind Glory Door. So, my mom is the only one staying in the house in Abuja. But of course, my money is there, so when I get there, I have the house. It's a 4-bedroom duplex. She's only staying in one room. Hey, come on. Okay. So when I get there, I can't be renting hotel again in Abuja, right? But I went to Glory Door last month. I didn't enter the church. I just went front of the church and I wanted to observe. When I got there, I discovered that they have a school, Destiny Arc or Destiny something International. And I stood there and I saw over 10 coastal buses driving children out. That was beyond the cars. I was seeing people coming to pick their children. And when I sat there, I was calculating if 10 coastal buses, right, of how many? That's like 18 people. That's 180. That school is not charity. That man will not be poor.
You'll never be.
Even if you stop giving off. You know, I heard something yesterday. It says having money allows you to speak your mind in humility. Let me say that to you again. Having money allows you to speak your mind in humility. Do you know why some of you are forming humble like I'm talking to you now? You don't have money yet. It's not an insult. You don't have. Do you understand? It's not money, you have money. You have you. Don't worry. And you know when that person gave the illustration, you know what he said? He said the person that is paying and sponsoring you, your uncle right now, that is not living a moral life. Can you tell your uncle you are living in sin? The way you are doing, hellfire is your destination. I'm just giving you a practical. This is because church folks, they say I've been in church for long, right? We live in denial many times. We don't say things truthfully. Can you tell your uncle and say the life you are living? I'm not saying that God will not empower you, but I'm saying that you have the moral justification to look at your uncle in the face and say, this life, you either repent or you perish. Even after you pray in tongues and put power 2 more minutes, 10 hours, put 10 more minutes, will you rise up with boldness to tell him, or you start taking of your life small? Because he's the one sponsoring you, sponsoring your younger brother, sponsoring your elder sister, sponsoring your father, your mother, and everybody. Do you think when they are throwing insult and maybe he's popular, they are throwing insult and that man is a thief? Do you know that he usually has cousins who are dependent on him? Do you think that they are sharing the tweets of how he's being taken around? Do you think they are sharing that? If it's your uncle, do you think he will share it? No, do you think he will share it? People associate with success. Don't blame Peter when he denied Jesus. I'm taking this gradually so that your head starts thinking. You need to know what to give your strength to. You see, social media is great, but it's taking your life. Because you're sitting there scrolling, and you're not understanding that you should give it value. You should give value. So let me say to you 5 things, and if I happen to come back, I will explain them. Number 1. The tip for making money, number 1. Identify a need. Write it down. Identify a need. Build value. Create demand. Identify a need. Guys, you're not writing. Why not? You can't see. You can't remember what I said. You only remember the jokes. You can't. You have a phone, right? Right, my guy. That's how to invest your time. Even if you're an invited guest, don't take offense, right? I need you to be serious. You can't remember all I'm saying. I can't even remember all I'm saying to you, unless probably I watched the recording or something. Your mind is not good in retaining information until it is written. You can't. So number 1, I said what? Identify what? A need, build value, and do what? Number 2, build expertise. Build expertise. Pursue knowledge in that area. Number 3, seek partnerships, collaborations. Number 4, create a product, what we call product development, or product or process innovation. Create a product or conduct a process innovation. It simply means that, I'll explain that later, don't worry, I will not talk about it. Number 4, or number 5, increase the channels of distribution. Because the more numbers that can buy your products, the more money you have. Coca-Cola is only as rich as the people that are patronizing it. And they invest heavily in net marketing. 70% of Coca-Cola's revenue goes for marketing. 70%. They are advertising every day. That's why no matter how you come and do analysis on YouTube, look at the number of sugar contained in a bottle of Coke. When you keep drinking Coke, you will have this number of sugar in your body. Sugar is dangerous. You are drinking Coke and you are about to die. That message does not and will never go as far as their marketing. Because they are investing heavily. They are making sure that they are having mind share, eye share. People are seeing their products everywhere. They are investing in patronizing, sponsoring, partnering with products and services that will amplify their brand. Every World Cup you are watching, Coca-Cola has a stake in it. Every football match you're watching, Coca-Cola has a stake. They're advertising every time. Their money will never go down. And they're increasing their channels of distribution. So let's go together the 5 things.
Identify the need, build value, create demand. Build
Number 2.
Build expertise.
Pursue knowledge in that area.
Number 3.
Partnership and collaboration.
Yeah. Number 4.
Create partnership.
Create products or service or process innovation.
Yes.
What process innovation simply means that what you want to have in market can actually be existing already, but you can put a spin on it. Do you notice the collaboration that there are 2 companies that operate Domino's? Do you know that? Huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Cold Stone is different.
Yeah.
But everywhere you see Domino's, you must see Cold Stone. Because what they have done is process innovation. They are not seeking to now start doing pizza and the other things. But every time you come to take pizza, you should be able to see ice cream to go along with it. That's process innovation. You don't need to necessarily create something and they are making money. Marketing, Domino's is doing marketing. Every time you walk in there, you see Cold Stone. And number 5, do what? Increase the channels of distribution. Did that make sense?
Yes.
I'll come back and explain that. Let me run for a meeting. So if you want to be eating, fine. If you want to be gisting, fine. But my time is up for now, right? Can I go?
Yes, you can.
Guys, can I go?
Yes.
Should I go from there or I should come back?
You should come back.
Come back.
How many of you think I should come back? Raise your hands.
I beg.
When I come back, it's going to be very practical. I'm going to be giving you examples and I'm going to be talking about this. And I'm going to explain to you what I said, that the Bible is not a very good text for talking about finance. It's not poor, right, in other things, but that's not the focus of the Bible. You can read the Bible and you'll be broke. So we have broke believers. And it's not because they don't have the riches of Christ in them. They have it. They will make heaven, like we say, right? Because heaven is like a baby bread. You make it, right? They will make heaven. If there's anything like that. They will make heaven, but they will be broke on earth. There will be bills they will never be able to pay. And God is not unjust. Because we need to follow these 5 processes. So think around what I said about Glory Dome, right? About that church that has a school, and many churches, they have found a need, identified a need. They saw members of the 100,000. There is a need. Create, seek partnership. Dr. Paul Eneche is not the one teaching those classes. Thank you. I can't wait to get home to tell you that. So, where was I? Where did I stop? And thank you. Please, a round of applause for that fantastic chat. So, I'm going to spend, say, 30 more minutes, if that's okay, and I'll let you go so that you can do other things for me. Will you give me 30 minutes?
Right.
I have a lot to say to you, but I'll stay with you 30 minutes and then I'll let you go. Have you guys eaten something?
Yeah, we eat after now.
After now?
Yeah.
So I'm the one holding your food.
No, you are not.
This one is Richard.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Interesting. Okay, he was not around when you celebrated him. Please celebrate him again. The person
Yeah.
Okay, so I said a couple of things and I'm going to just carry on completely. I gave you 5 tips, right? 5 things for you to learn how to make money. Then I made a profound statement when I said that my moving is upsetting you. I'm okay to move. I should just be like that.
You can move.
You can move. You can move.
All right, so thank you so much for putting this. So number 1, we said identify need, build value, and do what? Create what? Demand. Those of you who did economics in school, what was the simple principle that supply was what meet what? Was match what?
Demand.
Demand. And when there is much demand and there is no supply, what happens?
It's not applicable.
Is what?
It's not
At a
applicable.
minimum. So that leads to scarcity. Right? When there's enough supply and there is less demand, what does that lead to? Surplus what? Is that what? When there is enough supply but there is less demand. Excess. That's not the term actually. I did economics. Not in university, secondary school, foundation level. Huh? No, it's not surplus. Surplus is when there is much demand, inflation. What is inflation? I don't know if you follow foreign news. The way people are looking at me first of all. What kind of news you guys follow? In Nigeria or which one? Or Just Rant, HQ, or NTA, Instablog, repent in dust and ashes. Don't pray dust, you just want to put dust on your head. Right? Don't follow those blogs, they don't have any meaningful thing. Not like I say that with, I just say that for you to put your time in the right direction. Alright? So I said identify need, build value, and create demand. I'm going to try to speak very fast. I need you to write, I need you to learn, I need you to listen. So number 2, we said build expertise, right? Pursue knowledge in that area. And number 3, that you should do what? Seek partnership collaboration. Number 4, we said create a product or service and conduct a process innovation. Number 5, we said increase the channels of distribution. And then I made a statement that the Bible is not a proper text for you to use when it comes to learning about finances. In fact, the Bible is not also a proper text for you when you're learning sciences. Right? The Bible itself is not a proper book to learn arts either. It is not. The Bible is not essentially a book for leadership. And I'm going to explain to you. Because that's where some of us get some wrong notions about the Bible. How many of you struggle with studying the Bible? Be sincere, raise your hand. You wake up in the morning and you're wondering, what am I going to study really in this Bible? How many of you? Raise your hands. It happens. How many of you just say, today, anywhere I turn to, that's where the Spirit of God has led me to. Then you now flip your Bible. You now jump into Matthew 24. Woe unto you, Pharisee. Has it happened to you guys? Eh? And then I say, Lord, no, I wanted to pray. No, not my portion. My enemies woe unto them, not me, Lord. Then you wake up and you don't know what exactly. Or for instance, you take up a devotional and you take a devotional, and that devotional says, greet Philemon. How does that add to your life that day? It doesn't. It tells you that there is a strategy for studying the Bible. And I'm a theologian to the core. And he didn't teach me this in Bible school, sadly. People assume that you should have an understanding of how to study the Bible when you're about to study the Bible. In fact, there's a series I'm going to do very soon, which is Unveiled. But before that, I will have to teach people at least the 17 principles for studying Bible. If you don't, you will not be able to answer questions that people ask you about the Bible. You will find yourself teaching error and reading error and saying error. So when I say that statement, it's not because I'm trying to put the Bible down, but I'm putting it in the right place that it should be. It means that if you want to learn to be a doctor, there is a process set by humans for you to study to become a doctor. If you want to learn the arts, there is a process set by humans again to learn the arts. If there's any course you want to study or any area you want to pursue expertise in, humans have created a system, and they have created that system that it leads to certification or licensing. In certifying you and licensing you, you become an authority in that regard. In scripture, it is different, because the scripture is not essentially teaching you about science. You can't read the Bible and say you are an authority in science. You will be beaten. Nobody will listen to you. How many of you know that our herbs in Nigeria is very helpful? How many of you know? Have you ever been sick and then they will cut leaves? And what they call that leaf again? No. This leaf that has a spiky edge, like a sharp edge. Lemongrass.
Moringa.
Not moringa.
Lemongrass.
Lemongrass. It starts with a D in Hausa or something like that. Is it Dogoyaro? Not Dogoyaro. Is it Dogoyaro? No, it's not Dogoyaro. But it has a sharp edge. They will cut that leaf. It's always in the bush. They will cut that leaf. It almost looks like this one that's there. It's almost like that one. It has a sharp edge. If you touch the blade, it can almost look like it cuts you, but it doesn't. It's lemongrass or something. Huh? Don't worry, let's forget the name so that by 30 minutes lost to you. But that leaf, if they cut that leaf and they cut a couple of other leaves, right? And they boil it together, and you're having malaria or fever, and they close you under blankets with that thing. How many of you know that stuff? You know, you guys are taking too much paracetamol and Lockman and all that. That's the real thing that they used to use. If they close you under that thing with thick blankets, you will come out sweating, and they will give you a portion to drink, and then you bathe. In 2 days, malaria leaves your body. But you know, as good as that stuff is, it cannot be globally accepted. Well, am I correct? It can't be. When my first daughter was born, they asked us to use spirit to keep cleaning her navel until the whatever it is called falls off. The umbilical cord falls off. And then we were doing that, and then one elderly woman came to us and said that one is going to take a long time. So she told us, she said that, you know what? That part, no doctor should watch this part. She not told us, she said that we should put Vaseline and salt. Mix Vaseline and salt and just rub it around that umbilical cord. Do you know we tried it? Do you know it worked? Faster than the spirit. This is not to say that I'm saying people should do that. What I'm saying, because now I record it, so those of you disclaimer. I didn't tell you the hospital, I didn't tell you the woman. If you come to me, I can disclaim what I said. So because when you are recording, when you are in media, you have to be very careful how you say things. But you know why the medical practice puts spirit is for a reason, for infection and other things, right? But you know, as good as that woman's therapy is, it's not approved. You know why? Research doesn't back it. Number two, it is not globally accepted because not everywhere they have Vaseline in the world. Some of you are so local, so you think that when you are going, you know that this cream, no one can never use one. I want to call the name. Some of you can never use it. The thing that you use frequently in your skin is this not a cream, not shea butter. I say no, it's very good. It makes it shine. If I use that lamp, my skin used to crack. It's you understand? No, but there are cream that shea butter is inside already, and it's already cosmetic. Do you understand? When you rub it, you will feel the shea butter, but it will be white. It will not be that color. It's here you are, and I still feeling like no. You know, this one is very good for my skin. Don't worry, it's time and chance that's happening. As you grow further, you will learn some things. Now, I said all of that to say to you that as good as those practices are, as beneficial as implementing them will give you results, it is not still approved. Why? There is a process for approving things globally. Likewise, the Bible is not the text. That's why believers will not necessarily need to say that they are rich in the world. Because money is a creation of man, not of God. Never forget it. Money is a creation of man, not of God. Money is a creation of man. It simply means for you to get money, it is in the realm of men. There is no way you pray from now till next year that God is going to rain money from heaven. There is no central bank of heaven. Central bank is the governing authority for any nation that distributes the money as well as provides control for that distribution. Right? It is not a God. That's why unbelievers can have money, because it is in the realm of men. Am I communicating to you? What I'm doing to you so that some of you that feel that God owes you because you are praying, you will be short in the future. You will be a broke prayer warrior. I'm not joking. You will be a broke man. You will not have any money. Why? Because money is in the realm of men. Money responds to value. Money responds to potentials. Money responds to refined value. No apostle preached money necessarily. You know, sometimes I read some books and people say Jesus spoke more about money than anything. That's not what. Shut up, you don't read the Bible. That's not the Bible. Can I show you a couple of scriptures? Let's prove it, right? So go to Acts 26. Let's start from Acts 26. I'm going to show you a couple of scriptures to buttress what I said, that the Bible is not a text for money. It is a text for a reason. So Acts 26, let's go to 22. I think 22 starts. Good. No, let's start from 19. It says, whereupon, O King Agrippa, very traditional, reading the KJV, in thou shalt and thou shalt fashions. It says, whereupon, O King Agrippa, I was not disobedient unto the heavenly vision. Who is talking here? Paul. Who is he talking to? Agrippa. Who is Agrippa? A king. And then it says, but showed first unto them of Damascus, and at Jerusalem, and throughout all the coast of Judea, and there to the Gentiles, that they should repent and turn to God, and do works meet for repentance. To the one that says, for these causes, he's preaching repentance. For these causes, the Jews caught me in the temple, and went about to kill me. Verse 22 says, having therefore obtained help of God, I, who's the I? Who's the I? I, Paul, continue unto this day, witnessing both to small and great, saying what? None other things than those which the prophets and Moses did say should come. Pause for a moment before you go to verse 23. He is saying to you, if you look in Greek, the word none other things is one word. It simply means nothing. Saying nothing, right? Than what the prophet and Moses did say should come. It means that the entire preaching of Paul, we're taking an example, right, was not about money. You will find out shortly what his message was about. His message also was not new. His message was simply what has been said before now. The prophet said it. What? Moses said it. They said it will come. So it simply means that Paul is necessarily saying to you that what I'm saying is not new. However, you should hear what I'm saying. It is something that has been spoken before now. Look at it. There's a colon, right? Look at it now. This say should come. So now he wants to say to you what he is saying and what the prophet and Moses have been saying. Verse 23. That Christ should suffer. Suffer here is not about me, I. no go suffer. Yeah. It's not about your earthly suffering. Whenever you see suffering, especially in the New Testament, it refers to the death of Jesus. Except when Peter used it a couple of times when he talked about being persecuted. But every time you saw the apostles spoke about suffering, it was not meaning that Jesus suffered necessarily on earth. Because the next thing that comes to your mind will be thinking about earthly prosperity, and you say the Son of Man said that foxes have holes, birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. So Jesus had no house. It's a lie. Anyway, it's not today. I didn't come for Bible study. I came to show you, right? So what is he saying? That Christ should suffer, and that he should be the first that should rise from the dead, and to show light unto the people and to the Gentiles. So the whole summary of Paul's message is here. Do you get it clearly? He is not preaching any other thing but what? Christ. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 2. You see, one of the things about truth is that truth must have enough evidence. I can't take a verse of scripture and say something to you without evidence. I will show you back to back. He says, and I, brethren, when I came unto you, came not with the excellency of speech or wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of God. You understand the testimony of God? Go back to verse 1 first. Verse 1, yes. And I, brethren, go back to verse 1 first. And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not, right, with excellency of speech and of wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of God. Now he wants to explain to you what's the testimony of God. Verse 2, right? For I determined not to do what? Come on guys, read together. Not to do what? Know anything among you except what? So he would say this again and again in all the epistles he would write. The same thing with Peter in Acts chapter 10. All the people you want to point out to, their message was not financial summit. You can learn that elsewhere. Their message was about the life you have received in Christ Jesus. And how that life becomes expressing itself in a way that governs your thinking, that governs your conduct, that governs your approach, so that when money comes into your hand by reason of what you are doing, money doesn't become the proof of your identity. Do you know that money can change people? Oh, no, you don't have an idea. Do you know how you feel when you have money in your account? You want to break egg. Somebody's passing the room and say, how much is the egg? 2,000. Break 10. If you're a student here, your proud moment is beginning of the month or end of the month when Alawi has entered. You are feeling very okay. You can even promise your babe, I will send you 5,000. I'm just waiting for some deals to come in. The deal is not like work. It's parents. They have job textbook. Do you understand? I said you need to pay for a textbook. No textbook, nothing. You guys are guilty as charged. You know, you're laughing, right? You just want to promise based on that. But I'm saying to you that it is important for you to know the Bible is not necessarily going to teach you how to make money. And this in itself is not a limitation. Because the next thing you're thinking is that, so why do I need the Bible? No, you need it. Why? Because in him was life. This Christ they are preaching, in him was life. And that life was the light of men. That also governs your approach to making the money. Why? Because as a believer, you have a value system. There's a value system you have that I will not do anything and any other thing on that earth to make money. It means that there is not a process for you to make money. On earth as it is, let me say this together, I will explain it. On earth as it is, there are two professions, three as a matter of fact, which career people want to call a career that is not acceptable to God for making money. Like we are looking at me, I'm not telling you. Should I tell you one? Prostitution. You can't under God. Why? He that is joined to the Lord is one spirit with him. Know ye not that your body is what? The temple. You can't take the temple of the Lord and be joined to the harlot. It cannot happen. So you cannot do Ron's girl or Ron's guy. All of us will do Ron's. So it's not the girls that do Ron's now. This week I saw something on Facebook and I was appalled. And the guy says he's a man at shower. Forgive the word, those of you who are watching, anywhere are watching, this is what I saw, right? But I was thinking in my head, what's wrong with this world? And he chatting and he's making money. He says every day he makes like 50K. And he was interviewed. He was interviewing him. He says his work, and he looked for job, he didn't see job. So that's number one. He cannot walk. When Christians used to argue, can a Christian sell beer or not? How many of you have seen this argument? What I want you to do tonight, when you get back home, go and read the story of Guinness. How Guinness started in Ireland. Why did Guinness start? Who was the founder of Guinness? Small stout. Small stout. Go and read. I won't give you answers because you see, you must go and set your answers yourself. I'm not saying to you bring Guinness start. Listen, see, let me draw my hand because some things has to be said. Right? I didn't say drink stout, I didn't say drink beer. I said go and find out who started Guinness as a company. Find out what is the problem he was addressing when he started that. Just Google, just search. Search deep, do a research. That guy identified a need and he was a believer. Serious believer. He got the idea according to him when he was praying. Okay. Go and Google, go and do it. Just go and check. Check on YouTube. Research, not now. Listen to me. Not now. But I'm saying this so that I can stir you up to think. The world has started moving into technological age. AI is stealing everything right now. Some of you don't even have an idea. Go and check the World Economic Forum. Some courses you are planning to study, when you are studying, they are dead on arrival. They are no longer existing. Some are not existing. We are only studying them here in Nigeria so that you can feel good and oppress your neighbor like I pass my neighbor. You are only feeling good. In the global scheme, you are heading to poverty. If that is the need you have identified and you want to use that as an exchange of value to make money, there is no job in that regard waiting for you. Now everybody is into tech. Wearing eyeglasses that seems very flashy, right? Everybody from I'm a nerd. No. Do you understand? Nerd. The nerds don't make money. If somebody who is developing the software made money, somebody behind the scene has made 10 times what he's making. Do you think that Mark Zuckerberg is into programming? Do you think he's opening his laptop right now? C#, C++, Oracle, Java, content. Do you think he's doing that? No, do you think he's doing that? Think about it first. Do you think he's doing that? Warren Buffett is not doing anything like that. I read that in 1990 he donated $62 billion to charity. $62 billion. Every year, a minimum of 86 presidents come to sit with him to talk for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Guess what he tells them? He says, before you meet me, anybody in the world that has to have is 30 minutes with him. Pay $1 million to a charity. Donate it. Then bring the receipts to him. That's how you can get 30 minutes to talk to him. Please, how much is $1 million now? You don't even have an idea how much is dollars. Right? So he tells you donate about 780 million. Give it out first. Based on that, is the worth of his 30 minutes. He will talk with you. Oh God. I'm going to be charging more minutes. It's not a big boy thing. It's value for my life. Because I can be playing with my children. I'm preserving the next generation. Do you understand? And there's no job to do. I'll play with them. We'll gist it. We'll run around the house. They will never forget that memory. You know why some of you don't want to go home? You didn't play with your parents. Holidays come is a bad song for some of you. Holidays come. Holidays come. You will love teachers more than this house now said. Did you see one video of one guy on Facebook? He said, a comrade like him, a comrade like him, they were telling him wash plates, do this, when Pastor called us strike that time. He said, a comrade, he wants to thank God for calling us Pastor strike, a comrade. How many of you saw that video? Right? You know the video, right? The guy's testimony was that at home, they were sending him on errand, they were telling him, a comrade, do this one, wash plate. He said, a no comrade. Now he's happy to God, Pastor has called us strike. And I watched that, it was humorous. But you see, you could tell the message, the guy wants to leave home. Some of you cannot sit in 9 yards with your parents. There's nothing to talk about. You are totally just on the head. So when you leave home, when you gain independence, you don't want to hear me. I'm saying this because, you see, I just discovered when I went out of this place, I was praying in the spirit. And I discovered the need to just stress a bit of things to you all again. Money is not God-made. Money is man-made. And whoever has the authority to define how it was made. Think about it. How do you think money, paper money, came into existence? It was in exchange of goods and services. Before now, if you watch, there's a video on YouTube. I don't think it's, on Netflix. I don't think it's still on Netflix again. But it's called Rethinking Nigeria or something like that. I can't remember it. It will tell you the history of Nigeria in 8 episodes. Those are the kind of documentaries you should be watching. Because they don't teach you history in Nigeria again. So you don't have an idea of how things happened. How the slave trade happened. The early fathers wanted money. Not even money. They wanted tobacco. Right? Gunpowder. And other things. And the only way to do that was to exchange humans. That's how slave trade was championed. In exchange for goods and services. So if we give you 20 people from our place, take them wherever you're going to. How many of you have watched Kunta Kunte, all those movies? Roots. How many of you have seen that movie, Roots? It's a 4-part episode. You understand what was happening. It was an exchange of things. That's how money started. And after a period of time, they started having the currency, coins. Currency started coming, paper money started coming in. At first, it was cowries even, right? It was beads, it was corals. After a point in time, to make it more universal, paper money started coming in. It's still the principle that for you to have money, you must exchange for a service. Even hired assassins, they do a service, right? They were hired. So they engaged in a service and then you pay them for that expertise. As evil as it is, it's still the principle. It's within the realm of men. So the Bible is not about money. Right? The Bible is knowing life. What the Bible teaches you is how to live. And how to live is not in what you do, it's in a person first. For by grace have you been saved, not of works. Are you following? Guys, you guys I can sense more. No, we are following. That's why. The other people are looking at me like, give us this day. Okay, let's be very frank now. One of the ways to make money loves sincerity. I'm going to tell you, money loves sincerity. Money loves courage, number 2. Money loves attention. Money loves speed. Money loves to be exchanged. I'm giving you 5 things about money now. People who are shy are not making money. I'm not joking. You can't be, see, they tell you, I was talking to somebody I said, first of all, nothing like that exists.
Exactly.
And I'm saying it to you here, nothing of that nomenclature exists. You are not introverted, you are not extroverted. It's a human way of categorizing people. How many of you read Spirit Control Temperament book? Why you act the way you do? Do you notice you were more confused after you read the book? Sorry. Do you notice it? Today you feel like I'm a San male. Then tomorrow you can't take the whole way, you say I'm a San Claude. Then next tomorrow you say, I'm fled, and I'm not talking now. Then next tomorrow you just say, I'm choleric, that's where I am. Do you understand? The next time you just start, because people like melancholy a lot, you see people just start acting like a very quiet and calculated hero. Do you understand? You don't do anything. How many of you fell into that trap? How many of you did those things? It's scam. That's not who you are. A believer doesn't identify by that. As many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. If it gets the opportunity to be slow to speak, quick to listen, and slow to work, I execute that. If it's in the moment when I'm led by the Spirit, not to say a word in a gathering, answer a fool in accordance. Then the next verse says to you in Proverbs, answer not a fool. It's still the same Bible. It tells you that your approach matters. You listen to the Spirit to act. So I'm not led by Sangwe. Look at me and say, you know the guy is in Sangwe, that's why I can talk. Believe that you are a melancholy. If money is passing you by, so how much is your group? Pay me anything you want. You know, I see that a lot. People are, somebody does a work for me. You render the service to me. I'm asking you how much. Because the mindset is one. Let me tell you the mindset. It's a deceptive mindset. Let me not say something now that the money I call will be less than what the person wants to pay me. No, you don't know. Charge what you were supposed to charge first. Don't be saying anything you want. Pay me. You wash car for somebody. Anything you want. Pay me. Really? Is that how you want to grow in life? Why do you think they have price tag to things? Shall I just deliver somebody right now? I just said the deliverance message, right? Don't be saying that. Say anything you want. Where I went to? The serious money I went to call. I didn't say anything you want to. No, I gave terms and conditions. This and this will be done. That and that and that. Simple. A big hotel in this state asked me to have 40% of their company. The biggest hotel in this state asked me to have 40%, 2 weeks, 2 months ago, not 2 months ago, when what? August, right? First week of July. And I turned it down for a simple reason. And I said I was going to be their consultant instead. And I know what 40% means to have in that hotel. You know why they told me to have 40%? I was not praying in tongues. As good as it is, it's value I was going to bring on the table. Right? Yeah. That's why they are giving you 40%. Nobody's going to give you 40%. How much do you know that's going to have 60%? Why would they give you 40% of the company? It's like I'm bringing something. They know you will bring something. Money responds to value. If you're not giving something, nothing comes to you. And that's why the biggest language anybody must hold on to is learn how to market. And marketing is talking, it's communication skills. You must learn how to communicate. In business world, you can't have a closed mouth. You must shout. And today's word has been given to you. When you go up on social media, is to shout good things that you are representing. Some of you came for this program, you will not even put it up on your status. You're saying, the world will know me. Know you. Know you. Really? Know you? Just watch and see. And let me tell you why. The way you attend to one thing, the way you do other things, if you will not share this program flyer, you will not even talk about your business. Watch it and you will not make money. It's not a cost. It's the truth.
Thank you, sir.
No, I didn't cost you. Seriously, there's no cost. A generational cost doesn't exist for a believer. Do you understand? Nobody can cost you as a believer. But you can make foolish decisions and foolish choices. Your undoing is you cooperating with the devil, working hand in hand with him to not prosper. The devil will also give you money. All those blood money things scam. I'm not joking. See, he went to go and carry his mother and did every time all that stuff. All those Nigerian movies we used to watch, right? He just right, people were watching. It's not Bible, it's not the reality of life. That same thing, the money will stop. If it even came like that, it will stop. Why do magicians who can do like this and show you money? Why don't they have the money in the world? Why are they not the richest? Do you know why Nigerians, do you know Dangote is not the richest in Nigeria? Do you know? Are you aware? Dangote is not the richest. Dangote is only the recognized richest man. Why? The other people who are richer than Dangote, they cannot prove the process of work on how they arrived at that money. Your current president, you don't have an idea how much he has. You have no idea. Oh no, you don't know. You have no idea how much he has. He is not in power now for money. It's a life ambition. Till his death, like I've read on money. He doesn't have time for that one. It's just to add it that when he leaves this earth, he was that. And you can't beat him. The guy is a master strategist. Don't think you're alive, the other way. Let's just focus on what we're saying. I'm saying that to liberate you, right? Money, many of them have money, but you know what? They cannot come out audibly and say this is the channel through which that money came. They made the money, but because it was a flip, Nigeria is the only place where overnight you can become a billionaire. One phone call, now some of you may don't know, one phone call can change the course of your destiny. One. Just bring that proposal right now. We're going to front you. You are the new MD of this company. You don't even know anything about MD-ship. You just become the MD of the company. You'll be seeing money passing. You'll be wondering how come. Official car, everything will be given to you. You'll be flying this place like anything. Overnight in Nigeria, you can change. That's why we believe God a lot. We believe in everything. For those kind of miracles. How many of your billionaires in Nigeria write books? How many of them write books to say to you, this is the process by which they arrived? And I'm saying that because in your mind, as you're sitting here, what I'm hitting this is again, I said to you, make the conversation with money okay. Be comfortable with it. But some of you are suffering from myths in your mind. There are big myths in your mind. And a myth simply means something that is not real, but it has been professed for long. For instance, if you are walking to your friend's house and you hit your leg on the right, you hit your right leg or left leg, what happens? What's the myth around it? Eh? That the friend is not at home back. I'm giving you an example. When rain is falling and sun is shining, what's the myth in your head? When your hand is scratching you, there are myths that you have embraced even as a Christian that will not let you prosper. Let me give you seven of that now and jump out of your face. Number one. Are you guys enjoying me? Okay, fine. Let me give you that. Where is it? I wrote it down for you. Number one is that money answers all things. It's a myth. Money is good, but it cannot answer all things. Truthfully. You know, some people just feel that if I just can get $1 million, honestly, my problem in this world is solved. Don't you think so? Don't you think so sometimes? It's a myth you have embraced. They won't even let you have the money. Because you think that life is governed by that. It's not. Money will not answer all things. Money is good. Money is an enabler. There are some things you won't be talking about when you have money. Should be. You won't be. See, do you know that sometimes what you eat is because of the money in your pocket? Have you heard about the phrase shopping from the right? Have you heard about this? Shopping from the right. What it simply means is that when you go to a restaurant or you go to somewhere, they put the price at the right hand deliberately. Why? Your eyes will always go to the right hand side. If you stand on this podium right now, you will likely not be looking at the left. You will focus around here. Your attention is always on the right hand side by default in life. Psychology has proven that. If you enter into this auditorium from that place, your first focus will be on the things on the right, not the things on the left. So if they ask you, greet your neighbor, you will likely not greet somebody on your left first, you will greet somebody on your right. I'm going to talk about that for a while. Not because you are right-handed, it's the way your brain is programmed to see the right-hand side. So if you look at accidents, even when you are driving, most times it started from the left. Because your blind spot is more around there, you didn't see it. Am I communicating to you guys? Yes. When you guys are looking at me, be an exciting audience. You guys, what is this? You're looking at me like, you will eat, and that means, I should add it right, man shall not live. But are you following? Yes. Number two, let me quickly give it to you. Give and it shall be given unto you. It's a myth. Yes. You don't become wealthy by giving. I know you are younger. Don't worry, I'm not saying anything. See, my mentor taught me something. See, sometimes when you hear something, don't argue yet. Just hold it in your hand and keep it for the future. The reason why I'm saying this and I'm not sparing you is because you need this. You see, I've not done my class with you. 2 hours is not sufficient. We should do 7 hours conclave. I will give you a break every 45 minutes. Go and drink water, eat something. Snack will be at the back. That's how I want to teach you financial intelligence. I'm rushing now. Because my 30 minutes is almost done. Do you understand? Yes. But I'm trying to just get you. And I'm looking at your face. You guys are tired. You are hungry. You're not hungry for this. You're hungry for Canada. How many of you are really hungry for Canada? Not drink it. So my holding you now. They told you on the agenda, the speaker will speak from 11 to 1. So by this time, you should be eating. Then the speaker now came and decided to do time management. He used one scroll to give 10 beds at the same time, right? He went for one quick move. Then he came back. Sorry, guys. But it's to your advantage. Huh? I go to prepare a place for you. Can I give you the meter that will end? Okay, so number 2, give and shall be given unto you. Is a myth. Number 3, God will give you money. I've talked about that in some bits and shadows already, right? God doesn't give you money. Why? Money is earthly. Money is carnal. It belongs to men. And the only way men give you money is in exchange for value. Never forget that. Is in exchange for what? Value. So the question you want to be thinking about is that 5 work I gave you, right? Identify a need. What will men value? What do men need? Right now, when you're going home, start training your brain. As I'm going home, what is the need around here? What is the need around here? I want to pitch heavy millions right now when I went out. Weighty millions. And you know, for me to pitch that, I needed to present what I've identified as a need in the life of that person and all his companies. So that he could not resist it. And the way I've pitched it is that in the next 2 years he must leave me. So it means my money is perpetual at least for 2 years. You must identify a need. Some of you don't see needs in people. I can as well go to that person and say, I'm going to this money. No wealthy person responds to you that way. You're only going to be begging. And stop being begging. Stop thinking people have made money so that they can bless you. Their money is not your money. They don't even owe you nothing in life. If God stirs the hearts of men, and He does that frequently, He can stir the hearts of men to favor you. You can be in dear need and pray, and God can send you help through a person. But that is not the way to live. That's a miracle. Miracles are not necessarily the way you should live, especially when it comes to money. You must have an exchange. He said, "My pastor, I schooled in theology school. My classmates, they knew. I told them in school, I will not apply to EMS or whatever. I will not apply to be a missionary. I will not. I will offer a service that people will pay me for. Some of them will be saying, these hands of mine will be blessed in class. I will say, this head of mine is blessed here. I will make money with it. I will not steal, but I will make money. And I'm grateful to God that years after I've been criticized a lot. In fact, some people think in this town that I'm not in ministry again. Because for them, ministry is that I wake up in the morning and I share my Facebook. This morning as you go out, the Lord is with you. I share afternoon dose to you, evening dose. That's very good. That's not put food on my table. And I'm responsible to a wife under God. I'm responsible to my children not to feel that God is irresponsible because I'm the version of God I can easily see first. My kids tell me with audacity, Daddy, we won't eat pizza, we won't eat shawarma. I'm tempted sometimes to tell them, do you know where the money is coming from? But I will not say that. I know myself. No, it's not a wrong thing to say to them. It's a very wrong thing rather to say to them. You people should manage in this house. Oh, no, not in my house. Oh. They will not let that language from me. Not in my house. Do I put caution to how they extend and expect things? Yes. But it will not be from my mouth that they will hear that. Because you will go a family meeting. You see, actually we would have done this, but we don't have. They will not hear it. A few days ago, I was putting my first daughter to bed, and she was like, she wants to travel to Disneyland or something like that. That's where she wants to go to next year for her 70th birthday. I said, okay, that's great, that's fine. She said, well, that's if you have the money, Daddy, for it. I said, no, I have the money for it. It's only if I choose not to spend it. Or should I say, okay, I said, so I will pray to God to tell you to spend it. I said, better. You know, because they are different. It seems simple, but they are different. Because when you tell that child, pray to God to provide the money, it first looks like, one, part of this means is being enforced, that God will give you money. It is true that God will stay the hearts of men, but they will always ask you, what is in your hand? What are you exchanging? You know, sometimes I play my head. I just say, if the president just calls me for a meeting now, 10 minutes meeting, what am I going to say? Some of you don't play like that. You think, I want to take a picture with him. Picture is not what's going to give my daily bread. If I take a picture, let me tell you what I'm going to do with the picture. It's brand perception. And so when you see that this guy is still the president, he has something to say, it makes more sense. Do you understand? It's for you and for your uncles and your aunties. So that you can say, that guy is a big boy. He talks to the president. When you are talking about me, you will talk with no. I saw one of his picture when he was with the president. That's all. You know that those people put money in my hand. But it's brand perception. It simply means that those who will not be looking at me and interacting with me will not be different. Is that not true? But that's not what I need for that moment. So in 10 minutes, I should be able to propose something that as he's passing and he says, I heard your name is Bob Joachim, the Godfather. I'm like, yeah. He said, okay, tell me about I've calculated it. Do you understand? I've prepared in my head. So that opportunity will come and I say, if I would do with this one, I'll just find face. You just say, sorry about that. Yes. Sometimes you don't sit down in your head. Play interviews in your head. And one of the skills you need to develop is communication skill. You must learn how to talk. Those introverts, you are feeling like, you know me. You come to a meeting like this, they invited you, just sit down with your friends. You are shooting yourself. And the other extreme is that you only look at the girl when you came into the meeting and say, that babe for good for babe. That's what they are thinking in this life. They are thinking of babe. People are thinking of, wow, how can I empower myself? You see something? The kind of meeting you are saying, it's not really like that. You will not stand up and speak comfortably. You feel like, no, I'm very shy. The extreme is that you feel that you're arrogant. No, I'm saying be confident. And that's what communication skill does to you. Learn how to speak. Learn when to speak. Learn vocabulary to use in each case. There is no audience I cannot stand up to speak before. No. I have trained myself. Those ones I've not spoken to, they're in my imagination, solid. I'm waiting when I'll stand before 30,000 auditorium and I hold the mic, 100,000 auditorium, and people are streaming all around the globe. Do you notice what I was doing when I was communicating? Because I know that they are streaming. I'm carrying those guys along. And I'm apologizing on certain things I said. Do you notice it? Yeah. It's because it's communication skill. You can't be ignorant. So God will not give you money. What God will with that idea that you now build capacity for it. It is in that idea that you now seek partnership. Why? You cannot do it all. It is in that idea that you not create a product that will serve the people. Or you innovate a product that is existing. Right? It is in that same place that you now increase the channels of distribution. That's why there are multiple social networks for you. You don't market on only one platform. You market across board so that that product becomes known. Because the more people know that product or that service you render, the better it is. Some of you here, you can cut hair. Some of you here, you can make hair. Nobody knows about it. Only you, your one. You are the light of your one. Yeah, that's what you are. You are so good. Everybody in your streets know that. You can make hair. You will not be rich. It's not a cost, it's the truth. How many of you have heard of Nature Strand in Nature's? You've not heard of them, right? Nature Strand's business plan is on my laptop, and they are pitched there when we were starting in 2016. Because the four of them that own it are my guys to the core. When we developed it, the idea was there was a target market to serve. If you don't have some money, you can't do it. And you can't say I was scrolling behind. And I say, let me ask you guys, can you do my hair? You even booked before you came. In these jobs, they identify a need. I want to ask you as a rapper, what needs are you identifying? Your notepad on your phone is not for you just writing people's name that you never forgive in this life. No. It's not for that kind of journaling. On the 26th of August, by 2:10 p.m., he looked at me and didn't greet me. You're wasting life. It should be ideas. You should be entering keke as cool of the breeze is blowing you. Your idea should be entering. The opportunity for you in keke is a privilege. Don't miss it. You are seeing things. Wow, people are trekking. Wow, why is Stadium always crowded? When rain falls, is there a place for people to hide under? You identify a need, and no idea is foolish. How many of you know that Samsung was a fish company? Samsung phone you are holding was a fish company in 1938. Fish, they were selling fish, import and exporting of fish. Samsung. Huh? Why did they change? They started identifying a need in each generation. Fish business is good, but it can't take us to the promised land. They needed to innovate. Now create a product around it. And that's where they are. Some of you don't even know the owner of Samsung. You don't even know his name. Right? You don't even care. But you are using the product. Why? Because they increase the channels of distribution. Some of you have good products. You know, in a few months' time, in October, I will travel to a part of Europe. And you know, I started researching what they need. So that I will carry it from here. So in that 2 weeks I will be there. The thing they invited me for first, I'll make the money on that one first. And is it hotel I must stay in Nigeria? What's the problem? You flew me into that place. They tell you hotel I'm back. Or it's fancy, I want to snap fine photo. It's not how far I look at me. Right? You think it's fancy and I want to tell you, oh, just touch it down. Who is touching down that way? Who does it help? Touch down what? No, it's not touch down. The account was touch up. You understand? Because your bills are increasing every day. Some of you don't have an idea. See, if you wake up every day, yesterday night I needed 40K. I had it in one account, but I didn't want to use it from that account. So by the time I got back home in the night and after 8, I did something and I sent to like 10 people and I said I needed them to pay 5,000 for that product. So they paid. So in the night I had 39K before I slept. I have the money. But I didn't want to spend it because I wanted to create a product for it. And because I've built value to a great deal, if I announce it to a particular set of people, you won't see it on Facebook. If I announce it to a group, there's a group I have. If I send them a message, they believe I ministry, they buy. Because today, I wanted to spend that money for my kids and my wife. I don't want to spend it from my own money. I want to spend it from associates. Do you understand? And nothing will spoil. Nothing will spoil. So even when I don't come up on Facebook to sell something, I have a place where I can sell and people will buy immediately. Are you having a starving crowd? And everything God gives you as an idea, whether it's plating hair, whether it's liquid soap, whatever it is. I know most times when you do something, you guys learn a whole lot of skill acquisition things. I don't know whether you did it here. But let me tell you, if you don't identify a need and a market and create a demand for it, if you don't follow that principle, you will be poor. In fact, you'll be poor. Let's speak the passion. And my delight for you is that break those myths in your head. Invest in training yourself. See, we sit in a city where good things are happening, but you're not aware. How many of you have gone for a training program on money? How many of you have bought a book on money? But you want God to give you money. Some things God has already given to men is that, do you know even in prophecy, you cannot prophesy beyond your knowledge? Do you know that? Well, let me explain to you. You cannot prophesy beyond what you've been exposed to in your mind. Do you know that right now, you can't be spooky. Right now, you can't prophesy to the economy if you don't have some idea of economic processes. You can't. It won't enter your radar of prophecy. You'll be prophesying for food only. Do you know why Pharaoh had that dream? He couldn't interpret it. And the interpretation that came through Joseph had to do with economic indices. Did they tell you Joseph was just sitting down in that prison and crossing them? By interacting with Potiphar's house and managing all the household of Potiphar, he was learning business management. It was easy for that interpretation to come through him. It was supernatural, but it was easy for him to speak in the language the king could understand. O king, 7 years, this will happen, and after 7 years, this is it. And profess a solution, an economic solution. He had been training himself. Don't use your YouTube data for watching Oli Taoma and Mr. Macaroni. Those guys are making money. The skit economy is now richer than the comedy economy in Nigeria. How many of you have recently been hearing more about basketball? It's not that he doesn't have money. But even him has pivoted into flatmates, directing and production of video. Things are changing. You must follow the money. 5 years ago, do you know who Mr. Macaroni was? Do you know who Taoma or whoever, Kiki, right? And others. Do you know who they were? Oluwa Dollars or whatever is his name, right? Do you know who they were? But all of a sudden, they have created a platform. Narcissi, they have created a platform for themselves. How? They increase the channel of distribution of that need, and they have amplified it. Do you see how they do collaborations? Only in church that we'll be fighting ourselves a lot. Because you are small-minded. It's a need. Our ministry is okay. I'm saying to you, you must amplify what you're doing. I'm giving you a simple task. When you get home or from this place, don't just be chit-chatting. Be looking at, wow, this place needs to be cleared. What if I come to these guys, as simple as it is, and say to them, grass has grown around this whole facility. I can bring that stuff and spray around, right? Identify a need and you get paid for it. You see, they'll say, no, leave it like that. Even if they say leave it, go and find another person whose house is overgrown. Don't you think so? It simply tells you that your being broke is your own product of your problem. It's not God that is causing you. And if your father was broke and you are broke and you choose to remain broke, it's because it's not a generational cause, it's a generational choice. Your parents made decisions based on the choices that they had. How many of you have sat down with your parents sometimes? You feel like putting them. When you hear that they went to this place, you understand? They went here, or this person is their friend. They are looking at that their friend. And right now, they don't have access to that friend again. The friend is alive, is not dead, but they don't have access because relationship is built on certain things. Sometimes you see people who are in the world and they are saying, what do they have? Do you understand? You see somebody says that they wants to marry to whose daughter. You're saying, the boy is a nobody, he's a lie. Don't deceive yourself. The guy probably went to a school. There are places where rich people meet. They don't meet in Amba. I'm not telling you a lie. I'm telling you, there are places they met. Do you understand? For that person to have ventured to even try and enter that area where they met, it is try first. It may not be popular, that's what you're trying to say. Do you know why the wealthy people want to remarry wealthy people? It's collaboration. It's collaboration. Some of you, when they present you, the guy said will not see you first of all, because the route he passes, where he goes through, is not where you pass through. It's not a course, it's just the truth. You won't marry those kind of people because until your paths meet, you don't marry spirits. I don't understand what I'm saying. Money will create this desire to be comfortable with money. And I'm not telling you they go and like how much do you want to make? One big, even you, the zeros behind you will be disturbing you at night. After 10 days, you say, come on, man, God will help you. I'm not saying like the vision board of $1 million. It's too small. Do you understand? It's too small. I'm saying to you, develop a capacity to identify needs. And take that even in relationships with people. When you meet people, don't be eager to criticize. No, look at the person carefully. Identify a need in their life, no matter how well they are. I'm just giving you the clue. Identify a need. So that when you're talking to them, they are paying you based on that need that you are going to solve for them. And let me tell you the truth. Wealthy people have more needs than you know. Because they want to buy more time. Don't forget it again. They want to deploy strength in a place that they don't want to. Right? They want to give it out. They want to outsource those things. If you step in and position yourself better, you will have money. Why do you celebrate the guys who are the photographers of governors and presidents? Why are you celebrating them? Why not? They are photographers everywhere, but why do you celebrate those ones? Do you know this guy that snapped him? Buhari before now was popular. I forgot his name. The president's personal photographer. What's his name? Bio, right? People celebrated by, it's not like bio necessarily. Your pictures are, you feel better person editing. No, it's not a lie. Do you understand? He doesn't need to have a studio, but there is no place the president enter that he will not have entered. No country. That's the need. What you have in your hand, you are playing with it. And let me say this as I end the mind. If the environment where you are is not appreciating that value, find the environment while you still have strength. If not, you will end up wasting your time, the strength over small, and you will not have money when the day is